Divya Pahal, Assistant Professor in Chemical Engineering Department at LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology. The subject that we are going to continue is Mass Transfer Operation 2. So, in this lecture we will start with a new topic, new chapter, that is your humidification. So, in GEAST, what is a humidification? You can see the example over here. Okay, you are blowing a dry air over a water reservoir, and when you are using a fan, okay, then the released air, it is humidified. It means the water vapors have now transferred into your dried air. So starting with, first of all, what is dry air? Okay, here I am taking example of water. So a dry air is in which the partial pressure of water is what? Zero. That is your dry air. No amount of water is present in your vapor form. Now, if this dry gas or unsaturated gas, when passed through the liquid media, then mass transfer of liquid occurs in gas till gas becomes saturated. See, there is a difference between dry gas and unsaturated gas. Unsaturated gas means some amount of your liquid water vapor is present, but it is not saturated. Okay, saturated condition is what? That is the extreme limit of water which can be present in your gas at that particular temperature. Okay, so we will learn how with pressure, how with the temperature your pressure changes. Okay, now this process is called as humidification, and the process continues till saturation condition is achieved. Okay, so if you are keeping your dry air in contact with water, okay, water media, then transfer of water will occur from liquid phase, from liquid surface to your dry air till condition of saturation is achieved. Okay, once this equilibrium condition is reached, then no more transfer can occur, no matter how long the contact is kept between liquid and gas. Okay, so at that condition of saturation, your partial pressure is equal to the vapor pressure at that gas temperature. Be very clear about it. What we are talking about the saturation condition. Okay, it means at saturation the partial pressure of that liquid, okay, the partial pressure of liquid which is present in your gas, that is equal to the vapor pressure of that liquid at what temperature? At the temperature of your gas. Okay, suppose you are keeping your liquid surface is at 25 degrees Celsius, but your dry air, it is at temperature of 35 degrees Celsius. Okay, so with respect to that 35 degrees Celsius, we have to define the condition of saturation, because your gas at 35 degrees Celsius, okay, the limit, the maximum limit we have to take at that 35 degrees Celsius, how much it can hold the water vapor in it. Okay, this vapor pressure of liquid is function of gas temperature. You might have studied in thermodynamics also. Be very clear about it and just learn that your vapor pressure is function of temperature. As temperature changes, vapor pressure of that liquid also change. Okay, because vapor pressure is what? At the end it is function of temperature. So I can say that if I have to change the saturation condition, I have to change the temperature. Now, what is the equilibrium curve here? So first of all, you can represent your vapor pressure versus temperature. So you can see that as temperature is changed, your vapor pressure also changes. Now the next graph is about mole fraction versus temperature at constant pressure. Okay, so here you can see that black dotted green line, blue line. Okay, those graphs are a plot of mole fraction versus temperature plot at different total pressure. Okay, so you can see that from 1 atm to 3 atm I am plotting the graph. See, that is the total pressure we are talking about. Okay, now if the equilibrium mole fraction shows the maximum amount of liquid which can be held by that gas at that particular temperature. Okay, equilibrium mole fraction means we are talking about the saturation condition. It means your partial pressure is what? That is equal to vapor pressure. Hence, your equilibrium mole fraction here is what? The mole fraction of your liquid in the gas. Okay, at the condition of saturation, what would be it? That would be vapor pressure upon total pressure. That is the maximum limit of your water that can be present, water vapor that can be present in your air. Okay, so it is again function of total pressure. So here you can see that the graph shows as total pressure is changing, your mole fraction versus temperature is also changing. Again, what is humidification? So you can see that A plus B in a gas is there. Okay, your A is also present in some amount in your gas. So that is your unsaturated gas. Okay, if I am passing this gas over your liquid surface, okay, then transfer of liquid A will occur. Okay, from liquid surface it will get transferred into your gas phase. That is your saturation, right? Now these are some important definitions, right? First of all is your molar humidity. Here it is defined as ratio of moles. As it is molar humidity, you have to take into account moles. So it is ratio of moles of liquid vapor present per moles of vapor free gas. Okay. Here you are talking about moles of liquid vapor upon moles of dry gas. So if I am talking with respect to A plus B, then I can say that moles of A upon moles of B. Okay, water free gas we are talking about. So Na upon Nb. Now from ideal gas equation, what is Na? It is Pa V upon RT. PV is equal to nRT. What is that? Ideal gas equation, from that I am representing it in form of partial pressure. Okay. So Na is what? Moles of vapor upon Nb is what? Moles of dry gas is equal to Pa upon Pb, where your Pa and Pb are what? Partial pressure. Okay. So that is a representation of your molar humidity. Now what is the unit here? The unit is moles of A upon moles of B. Next is absolute humidity, Y dash. Here I am representing it in form of mass. So you can say that Y dash is what? Absolute humidity, mass of A upon mass of B. Okay. Now what is mass? That is moles into molecular weight, right? Hence Na dot Ma upon Nb dot Mb. Okay. Now Na and Nb can be represented as in form of partial pressure. So that I am doing. Partial pressure of A upon partial pressure of B, which is also represented as total pressure minus partial pressure of A, into molecular weight of A upon molecular weight of B. Okay. It's very clear, just you have to do the substitution. That is equal to molar humidity into molecular weight of A upon molecular weight of B. So now the next is saturation humidity. Okay. If the gas becomes saturated, then vapor pressure is taken. So here in definition of simple humidity, we took partial pressure. Okay, because it was unsaturated. Now we are talking about the saturation condition. So instead of partial pressure, it is then substituted by what? Vapor pressure. Definition is same, moles of A upon moles of B, but here instead of partial pressure, you will take vapor pressure. Absolute saturation humidity, whenever absolute term is there, it means you have to take into account what? Mass. Again, weight of A upon weight of B, doing the same now, moles into molecular weight, and instead of moles I am substituting what? Vapor pressure. Next is relative humidity. It is also called as relative saturation. It is the ratio of partial pressure of liquid vapor at gas temperature to vapor pressure of liquid at gas temperature. Okay. So you are taking vapor pressure and partial pressure at the gas temperature. Okay, because at the end liquid is transferring into gas. So we have to take into account the gas temperature, because at that temperature what is the limit up to which it can hold the water, right? So your percent relative humidity is partial pressure upon vapor pressure into 100, because it is percent, right? So now here learn this. If your percent relative humidity is 100%, it means it is saturated gas. If 0%, then it is your dry gas. Clear? Now let's take an example for vapor pressure versus temperature. Okay. So see, this is your equilibrium vapor pressure curve. Okay. It means as vapor pressure is there, it means it is 100% saturated, because vapor pressure is there. Okay. It is already saturated. Now here you can see that how with respect to temperature your relative humidity is defined. So first example is, suppose at 40 degree Fahrenheit. Okay. Your air can hold 12 MB of water, but its relative humidity at that temperature is 100%. Clear? Now at 80 degree Fahrenheit, again the relative humidity is 100%, but here see, the amount of water which it can hold is 37 MB. Okay, the limit has been increased. Even though relative humidity is 100%, it is still humid. Okay, it is still saturated, but as temperature is changed, you can see the capacity to withhold the water, okay, it has been increased. Similarly, now the next way, in simple way, you can say your relative humidity, that it tells us how much water vapor is in the air compared to how much it can hold at that temperature. See, the temperature is very important over here. You can see that at 50 degree Fahrenheit, 100% relative humidity is there, okay? It is only water vapor. It means 100% is there. Now, as you have increased the temperature at 68 degree Fahrenheit, okay, at 68 degree Fahrenheit, the capacity of your gas to hold the water has been changed. So you can see 52% relative humidity is there. So it is telling you that how much water vapor is present at that temperature, at that 68 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, but with respect compared to how much it can hold. Okay, so at 50 degree Fahrenheit you saw its capacity was to hold that much amount of water vapor only. But at 68 degree Fahrenheit, 52% relative humidity is there. It means how much it has hold as compared to how much it can hold at 68 degree Fahrenheit. Okay, you can see that the limit has been increased, but the amount is what? It is the same. Hence your relative humidity has been decreased. Whereas at 86 degree Fahrenheit, you can see its limit has increased very much, but we are not adding further water. Same amount of water is there, hence its relative humidity is what? 28%. Now, in short, if your partial pressure is less than vapor pressure at that gas temperature, it means your gas is unsaturated. Okay? If your partial pressure is less than vapor pressure. What is partial pressure? It is the pressure exerted by that component. Here we are talking about water. So, more the amount of water is there, more would be partial pressure, right? The next term is percentage saturation or percent humidity. It is ratio of humidity to the humidity at condition of saturation. Okay, so we are talking about humidity upon the saturation condition. So it is Y upon Ys into 100. It can also be represented as percent relative saturation into Pt minus PAS minus upon Pt minus PA. So that is the definition of your percentage saturation. Now, for unsaturated gas, your partial pressure is less than vapor pressure, hence your percent saturation would be less than percent relative humidity. For saturated gas, your partial pressure is equal to vapor pressure, hence your percent saturation would be what? Equal to percent relative humidity. So these are the important definitions which you have to remember. Now the next is your humid heat. It is defined as the amount of heat required to raise temperature of 1 kg dry gas and associated liquid vapor by 1 degree Celsius or 1 degree Kelvin. Okay, so this is your humid heat. That is the formula which you have to remember. Now what is humid volume? It is the volume occupied by 1 kg dry gas and associated liquid vapor. So again that is the formula which you have to remember. But here be very clear, compulsorily the temperature is in Kelvin and your pressure is in your kilopascal. Now next is your dry bulb temperature. This is the temperature measured by ordinary thermometer by vapor gas mixture, that is called your dry bulb temperature. Okay, the normal temperature which is measured by thermometer. So all the temperature measuring device, it measures the dry bulb temperature. So that is clear. The next is wet bulb temperature. Here note down and be very clear about the definition. It is the steady state temperature. When we will derive the equation of wet bulb temperature, then we will learn how steady state is taken into account, okay? But here be very clear with the definition that it is the steady state temperature attained by small amount of liquid evaporating into large amount of unsaturated vapor gas mixture. Now the next is your dew point temperature. Here understand it properly. What is dew point first of all? Okay, when your vapor mixture, it is on the verge of condensation. Okay, that is your dew point temperature. Okay, here we will understand how it is related to humidification. Now see, as the gas is allowed to cool without being allowed in contact with your liquid, then the temperature at which gas becomes saturated, that is called your dew point temperature. So what you are doing, you are cooling your gas without allowing the contact with your liquid surface. So as you are cooling down, the temperature at which that gas becomes saturated, that is your dew point temperature. Saturation means maximum limit up to which your gas can hold the water vapor. Okay. Now again recall that your vapor pressure is what? It is function of your gas temperature. Now at dew point, what is the condition? That your partial pressure is equal to vapor pressure, because what we are talking, gas becomes saturated. Condition of saturation is what? Partial pressure equal to vapor pressure. Hence whenever we are talking about dew point, your gas would be what? Saturated. Hence partial pressure equal to vapor pressure. So during cooling, we can say that following conditions are followed. We will understand how these conditions are followed. First of all, your partial pressure of moisture remains unchanged. Okay, even though it is getting saturated. See here, you are not adding extra liquid. Okay, you are decreasing the temperature. It means you are reducing the limit of your gas to hold the water. Hence, it is becoming saturated. You are not adding extra liquid. Thus, you can say that partial pressure of moisture is unchanged. Total pressure is also unchanged because you are not adding any liquid in it. Okay, hence your total pressure will also be what? Same. Humidity is also unchanged. Again, you are not adding any liquid in it. Okay. Now let's understand with an example. Okay, so first condition is what? The amount of liquid is suggested by your dark shaded part. Okay. The total volume of container is what here? 8 liter. Now the volume of liquid which is present in how much? 5 liter. So here saturation condition is not there because your container, it can still hold some amount of liquid. Okay, 3 liter can also be taken here. So more liquid can be filled, hence it is not the condition of your saturation. Now if you see the next example, okay, the amount of liquid is shown again by the dark part. The total volume of container is what here? 5 liter. So what I have done, I have reduced the volume of your container. I have reduced it from 8 to 5 liter. Now the volume of liquid is what? It is unchanged. In first condition also it was 5, now also it is 5. But here saturation condition is achieved, okay? Because you can see your liquid has totally filled your container. If you are adding more amount of liquid, then it will spill out. Okay, so you can relate your dew point. So in dew point also, humidity is not altered by adding extra liquid, okay? Humidity, here saturation condition is achieved by reducing the capacity of your gas by decreasing the temperature. Okay, the saturation condition is achieved by cooling it. Okay, so here that is why the total pressure, partial pressure and humidity remain same. But with cooling, vapor pressure decreases as it is the function of temperature. Now note down that your dew point is always less than dry bulb temperature. Now for saturated gas, your dew point is equal to dry bulb temperature, but for unsaturated gas, your dry bulb temperature is always more than dew point temperature. Okay, so this was clear. Now again have a quick revision here about dew point. So there are two ways to attain the saturation condition. Either you can add the liquid. Okay, so here you can see that for first case, for 8 liter container, you can achieve the saturation condition by adding more liquid. Okay, or the second way is by reducing the capacity. Okay, second is reduce the capacity. So in dew point we are talking about reducing the capacity by lowering the temperature, because what happens, as temperature decreases, vapor pressure also decreases. Now let's relate here percent relative humidity. What is your percent relative humidity? It is partial pressure upon vapor pressure into 100. Okay, or you can say in terms of humidity, it is humidity upon saturation humidity. Now let's take an example. See, we are talking about three temperature, T1, T2, T3, and the partial pressure which is constant as 10 kilopascal, because here you are not adding any liquid. No more liquid is added. Okay, whereas vapor pressure is what? It is function of temperature and your relative humidity is given. First case is at 35 degrees Celsius. Suppose the partial pressure is what? 10 kilopascal. At 35 degrees Celsius, your vapor pressure is what? 15 kilopascal. Hence, you can say that your relative humidity is what? 66.66%. As you have reduced your temperature to 20 degrees Celsius, partial pressure is same because you are not adding any more liquid. But vapor pressure has been decreased because your temperature has been decreased. So at 20 degrees Celsius, your vapor pressure is what? 12 kilopascal. And so relative humidity is what now? 83.33%. Okay. Now at T3, 15 degrees Celsius, that is your dew point temperature. Partial pressure is again same, but your vapor pressure is what? It is 10 kilopascal at 15 degrees Celsius. Okay, so at 15 degrees Celsius, the vapor pressure of your liquid is what? 10 kilopascal. Hence now your relative humidity is what? 100%. Here you have not added water. Okay, but what you are doing, you are reducing the capacity. Thus you can say that at dew point temperature, your percent relative humidity is what? Always 100%. Okay. Now here you can understand it more clearly. For vapor pressure versus temperature graph, you can see that your orange line is what? That is the point of saturation. Okay. So your initial condition, let's start. 50% relative humidity is given at 21 degrees Celsius. Okay. So your initial condition of your vapor is what? Your gas is what? 50%. It means 50% amount of your liquid is present. Okay, that much amount of liquid is present compared to the capacity of your gas at 21 degrees Celsius. Okay. Now, as you're cooling, so what you're doing, you're reducing the capacity. You have not added the vapor, but you have reduced the capacity. So at 10 degrees Celsius, up to 10 degrees Celsius, I have cooled my gas. Now, I have reached the saturation point. Okay. It means now my humidity is what? 100%. I have reduced the capacity, hence my percent relative humidity is what? 100%. Now further cooling will what result? It will result into condensation. Extra amount of liquid which is present, it will condense out in form of liquid.